Yeah, I am S. Rajan and I am from India, city Patna in India, and I have done my bachelor's in telecommunication. Yeah, and then I suddenly thought to work in an IT company, and after that I thought to go for optics and photonics. And the reason is that my client was in an IT company where from Texas Instrument, an optics company. So I learned a lot over there, and I want to pursue my master's in that particular field to learn more. So yeah, that's motivated me for coming here. I just gave some of the courses which I have done in the first semester itself, which belongs to third semester, and some of the classes I have done in the first semester itself. And I have done my internship in the month of September and October, and then again I have started my third semesters. And I was lucky as well because I got the thesis exactly after completing my internship. So that's the main point which makes me to complete in 2 years. And I would advise the students that if there is a particular exams is going to happen, just try to give on the time. Don't try to deregister and just create a delay, because if it's a written exam, then it will come twice in a year, and that also twice in just in 2 months delay. So I would say that if it is, suppose it's TO, then it will come on July and October, and if you just miss the exam in October, then again you have to wait for another year. In the case of, actually, I really like the practical exposure. The practical exposure, that how industry works and how the theoretical works come into in applied settings. So there are some labs which I have done, and these labs are very, very similar, where the companies are working on that. So I can just take an example of clean room and stuff. So these labs are very, very similar, where I have done my solar cell lab, and in that I have just fabricated an organic solar cell. So that actually gives me another exposure of whatever I am studying. It's very, very correlated to the industry. So that makes me a little bit excited and encouraged to study, to go ahead with my course. Yeah, so I have done my master internship in Barco. It's a company in Belgium, and there I was working in optical sensors. And thereafter I applied for thesis in a company which is under German Aerospace Agency, and it is a company Meinrich. So I have done my thesis in Meinrich, and I was working as an optical engineer for the free space optics. So basically my work was to create a optical test bench for what they will test a receiver front end for the satellites optical payloads. This particular receiver front end has optoelectronic components, APD or pin diode, and then my task is to create an optical bench which can test that. So I have done my internship in Barco and my master thesis in Meinrich. Meinrich is a spin-off company in Munich of German Aerospace Agency, and they are the developers for free space optical payloads, laser terminals. And my task is to test the APDs or pin diodes. So my task is to create an optical test bench for them, which can precisely test these optoelectronic components. Today itself I have completed my master's, and in a couple of days, next week, I am joining a new company where I got a job in optical R&D, research and development. In my future, I'm just trying to work very hard to learn first, and as an optical engineer, and then my future plan is to work for my startup. What I think, okay, in future I just want to have a company which can provide an optical solutions, many companies, especially in free space optics. So yeah, that's my future plan.